Hey everybody, what's going on? Hellmite here, bringing you another video from Grab the Lantern today. Today I wanted to talk about the concept of maining something or being a one-trick pony, and why it's actually not a good thing for League of Legends. Now, I know this is something that a lot of people are going to be a little up in arms about, and I do kind of want to address this because I know it's a bit of a thing that I've been thinking about for a while, but the concept of maining a champion actually is adverse to the environment that League of Legends should be played in. League of Legends is a team game. You should be working together with your team in order to maximize your chances for success. And one of the best ways to do this is to build for a composition, or to play champions that synergize with other champions. A good example of this is Yasuo. If you know your mid laner or top laner are going to be playing Yasuo, it behooves you to try and pick champions that are going to give you knockups, because that'll synergize Yasuo, you'll be able to enable your mid laner or top laner, and you'll make him a lot stronger. Another good thing to think about is you have a Misfortune who has bullet time. A good thing to think about is getting a lot of champions with area of effect crowd control abilities to hold people in place for the bullet time, making kind of a wombo combo comp. And if you have both of them on the same team, why not try to combo them both? Malphite, Orianna, try to put everyone together for a last breath, bullet time, and annihilate entire teams. However, then you get to mains. If you are, for example, a Graves main, you only want to play Graves. That is the only champion you really want to play. If he's available, you will play him. And barring a lane counterpick, you're pretty much going to lock him in. So, and this is the problem, because your team is trying to build for a specific kind of comp, but then you only play Graves. And he doesn't necessarily synergize with everything, but because you main him, you're going to pick him anyways, and your team synergy kind of goes out the window. This is a situation where maining a champion does hurt your team and hurts your chances of success. Now, I know what you're thinking already, but I main this champion. I'm the best, this is the champion I'm best on. Playing anything else would make me subpar. And I totally understand this point of view. However, at the same time, you're doing yourself a bit of a disservice. If you played a few other champions, for example, it might work out a little bit better and give your team better chances for success. You do want to be good on the champion you're playing. I'm not saying I've never played a game on Malphite before in my life, but we have Yasuo, so I better pick Malphite. But what I am saying is to take a look at other things you might play to try and cover your weak points. For example, my own mid lane pool. I have a series of about 5 champions that I try to play relatively competitively and relatively well in professional play, or not professional play. I'm not a pro yet, but in competitive play. And these champions are all picked to try and cover weaknesses. So I will play Azir most often if I can, because I feel like he's the strongest champion in my mid lane pool. However, if they pull it a Zed, I'm going to try and play Lissandra. If we look like we have more of a poke comp, I might switch to Vel'Koz. If it looks like we have the opportunity to make roaming work, I might play Twisted Fate if I know my enemy mid laner is someone I can push in. So these kinds of things give me more flexibility as a mid laner. I have more champions I can pull out. I'm not stuck with Azir and basically telling my team, suck it up, this is who I'm playing. And this problem is even more exacerbated with one-trick ponies. They're only able to play that one champion. And sure, they'll know that champion better than anybody else, but it also means that they will never have synergy with their team. They can't do anything else to help your team. So if you have no initiation, everyone's squishy, and your top laner, you're saying, please play a tank, but he says, I only play Tryndamere, and locks Tryndamere, well, he's a good Tryndamere, I will give him that, but it might not be what your team wants, and it might not help your team out. So what I would suggest instead is, instead of considering yourself a main of something, try to broaden your champion pool. Now, I'm not saying everyone should be able to play all 136 champions in the game. That would be pretty ridiculous, though if you do it, it'd be fantastic. What I'm suggesting instead is find a group of about 4 or 5 champions and try to get really good on them in each lane, right? And that way you have a reasonable pool that you can pick from. That way, if you are, example, mid and bot, you have about 10 champions that you play on a regular basis, and depending on which role you end up, you have some flexibility. So that way you can start looking at team comps and building around that. So if you realize your mid lane is Xerath and your bot lane is Caitlyn, well, hey, I play top, and I would normally play Garen, but this Jace would be really good in this comp because it accentuates our poke comp. We can actually build a comp around it, and then we can play around this comp. And that's a lot better way of playing the game than picking whatever champions you're best at and hoping that they synergize with your teammates. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think of this whole concept. I know a lot of people are really, really attached to their mains, and I don't mean to disparage people who have mains at all. But what I am saying is to kind of consider the fact that having a broader champion pool makes you more likely to get a better team comp set up. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you really enjoy the video, consider subscribing. I upload a video every Monday and Friday and on patch days as well. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will talk to you all later.